welcome to the first Reddit Roulette.
To us, Sean.
As shown, Reddit Roulette.
Yep, that.
My genius, totally unique idea
We'll see, we'll see.
that I've not ripped off from anywhere else on YouTube. Definitely not certain big creators. Anyway, Reddit Roulette.
Yep.
I'm going to give you a set of numbers.
Mm,
You'll pick one. They will correspond to some Reddit stories from a certain thread.
mm.
Could be Am I the or something like that. And
Am
we'll
I the a-hole? Don't say the whole word.
no, it means
Am
the same
I the
thing.
a-hole?
I must apologize for the children for some reason watching these Reddit stories.
Okay, go.
Anyway, what was I saying? I've forgotten now. Oh yes, different Reddits. I've
Yep.
collected different things, put them into categories. Got the link saved here, ready to go. But first, pick a number between 1 and 5.
G.
3?
Yeah.
Who picks 3? No, it's not 3. We are doing some spooky encounters.
Okay, go.
Now we swap. You can
Oh,
edit
I
this.
read.
We'll edit this
Okay,
part
okay.
out.
No, it's fine. Don't.
And we're back.
Yep. So, our first Reddit
Yep.
is from Paranormal Encounters, and it's titled Shower Prank. Okay, so starting now. I am a strong believer that if you acknowledge something, it gets stronger. This happened to me months ago, and I just want to put it out into the world in hopes that it takes away the temptation to bring this up to my fiance all the time. Okay. One evening after work, I went to take a shower. I will admit that I had not slept the night before, so I was incredibly tired. I had my music as loud as it would go on my phone, so I could hear it over the rushing water. About midway through, my music volume lowered to silent. Ooh. I turned around to open the curtain and find out why when my fiance pulled back the curtain a bit, stuck his head in the shower, and grinned at me. I looked at him in confusion and he popped his head back out before turning the light off and closing the bathroom door. To say I was furious is an understatement. I really don't like certain kinds of pranks. Call me lame if you want. And one involving wet and slippery darkness just hit me hard with how tired I was. I immediately stepped out of the shower, flipped the light back on, such as right between the shower and the door. There's only about a foot between the two as they share a wall, and stormed out of the bathroom without even getting a towel. Mm, she's naked. I found my fiancé sitting at his computer with his headset on and absolutely laid it into him. He had this confused and panicked expression as I asked why would he think that was funny, telling him to never do that again. He asked me to explain what he did wrong, which made me angrier. But when he said he had been playing since before I even went to the shower, I believed him. How can you believe him that fast? But going back, to begin with, he hates pranks even more than I do. We've been together for 6 years, and he's never so much as jumped out from a corner to startle me. And I've never seen him mess with anyone else. He is not the type of person that would even think to do something like that. But I was so tired that none of that sank in before I lost it on him. Along with simply not being the type, the setup of the apartment would have made it impossible for him to get back to the office without me hearing him.
So does it say why it would be impossible?
Yeah. Wait, let me find it. So this is why it's like it's not possible. The setup of the apartment would have made it impossible for him to get back to the office without me hearing him. Between the bathroom and the office, there is a noisy metal baby gate. The living room, oh, the kitchen, and another noisy metal baby gate in the office doorway. So there's like
So they've got
two rooms.
multiple baby gates.
Yeah, and two rooms away from that
So
bathroom.
either this guy is extremely athletic and he's like clearing those baby gates silently and rushing across the floor.
Yeah, and remember, it's really silent because he supposedly turned off the music.
And she said that he doesn't do pranks. Like
Yeah.
this would be the first time he's ever done it.
Yep. Even just
So it's
startling
like it's
him.
not in his character to do it.
Yep. It's really the first time.
It'd be an interesting first prank to do to and to pull that off.
Yeah,
That's the first ever prank
and
to rush
remember,
across the house, and
he popped his head in, so the
it's
girl
not just that.
saw
It's
her.
more
Saw him.
the fact that he was just peeking and going. It's strange, but
Yeah.
it's not a normal thing to do. It's
Mm-hmm.
you can expect that, but
Maybe
it's
he
more
got a
the
certain
turning
power.
the light off and then sneaking away in the
Yeah,
darkness
I know.
without a sound. It's either she's dating
Or a ghost.
a ninja who's also a dick, because why would you do that?
Or maybe he got a twin brother.
But why would the twin? But she
Twist.
would also surely they would have said that. Like, by the way, he's got a twin.
Maybe she still doesn't know at the time.
Is there any more to the story, or
Yeah, there is. Okay. So let me find where we stopped. I would have also heard his footsteps on the wooden floors if he were moving as quickly as he would have needed to. I've thought about it over and over. It's the curious thing that has ever happened to me, and I want to write it off as me being sleep deprived, but I had to turn on my music back up. Ooh. I had to flip the light switch back on. I had to open the bathroom door to get out. We leave it open when we were showering because it's just the two of us, and the bathroom has poor ventilation for steam. I made him check the apartment for anyone else, even though I know what he looks like, and that face was him. I asked him to stay in the bathroom with me until I washed the conditioner out of my hair. I think about this every time I shower now. We've had some random things happen before that, so it's really
so?
a paranormal thing.
So the door was open at first, and it was closed.
Yep,
The light turned itself off,
yep, and the
or the light was turned off
yep,
by who she at the time thought was him,
mhm,
but he said it wasn't him,
mhm.
and she thinks it was impossible for him to get there.
Yeah, because like there's like two rooms away before the bathroom
But
and two baby gates.
I don't really believe in ghosts, so I'll be the skeptic in this.
Really, really, after what
I'll look at
you
this
went through.
a logical way. If it was a ghost,
Mm.
how would it look? She says she saw him, and it was
Mhm.
his face. It was the guy.
There's like a mimic.
A mimic.
Yeah.
What's a mimic?
It's like a ghost that well, I don't know if you call it a mimic, but there's certainly a type of ghost where a doppelganger, yeah, a doppelganger.
So it like looks like someone you know.
Yeah. Thankfully I haven't experienced it, but it's possible from the stories.
So the options here is he's either doing a weird prank and he's super sneaky about it, or it's ghosts.
But the op
The OP.
said that yeah, that she would have heard the wooden floors.
It's possible to move quietly. I don't know how
No,
you'd move fast though, but if you're like, say, if he's not in shoes, if he's like in socks or something or barefoot, he could.
probably.
In theory, it's possible.
Yeah.
And those baby gates, they're only like so tall. So if he's like a big guy, he can technically step over it.
Yeah, but we have to think about if he is a big guy. What if he's like the
I suppose they didn't
average?
say in the post, did
No,
they?
they didn't.
Because if you've got like, I've got really long legs, I could step over a baby gate. So what I've learned so far is I could have done this. It was me. I did
I
this.
think the OP will include that in that post if ever.
Is there no updates or does it
No,
post it?
there's no update. It's just
Just comments.
yeah, but I'm not done yet.
Oh.
Okay. So I made him check the apartment for anyone else, even though I know what he looks like, and that face was him. I asked him to stay in the bathroom with me until I washed the conditioner out of my hair. I think about this every time I shower now. We've had some random things happen before that. Stuff moving to places we know we didn't put it. Sounds we could rationalize forever. The motion sensor triggering on the cameras over nothing. But nothing nowhere near that level before then. I don't know what I'm looking for here, other than a moment to wring out my brain. But if anyone has had a similar experience, this mystery would welcome some company.
Is there any like good comments? Like someone who might actually explain this?
Fucker is not real, you know the
Oh,
airplane
yeah,
lady.
I've seen that.
Uh
Any comments? Like,
oh,
I'm a priest here. It's a demon. Get out of the
that
house.
the OP didn't get that comment because she said, which motherfucker? Me, my fiance, the shower smiley, or the whole story? Trust me. I spent months trying to rationalize this into never happening. If it weren't for the tangible actions I had to take in order to correct what it did, I would have written this off as sleep deprivation right. After I ruled out my fiance fucking with me, she didn't get the
Is
this motherfucking is not real.
is there any Reddit experts saying, "Oh yeah, this is definitely this type of ghost, and you need to get out because it's evil"? Or
There is a comment sharing a similar
Do
situation.
they say, what do they say it is? Do they say demon, doppelganger, aliens,
It's a ghost.
ghost?
Yeah, yeah, a ghost.
Anything good?
And
Anything worth sharing with the audience?
oh, the neighbors knows that this has been happening because she shared that I know the history of it from the neighbors. We live in an apartment building and that was converted from a small factory that made pots and pans. So what if it's like the murdered or killed
So there was
workers?
a pervert in the factory who likes to peek in the shower. I mean, what even is like a ghost? Would it be like a human spirit that stays behind? Is
Probably, I
it
don't know.
like
It's or
what do you think ghosts are? Do you think it's like a spirit, or is it like I know some people say it's like an energy that stays behind, like just
mm,
reliving it, like repeating itself over and over again.
it can be the spirit of that person or an evil imitating
I've
that
heard of it said
person.
like spirit, like ghosts or hauntings. It's just like an echo of the past that's just stuck repeating. So you can say like they don't know they're dead. They're just reliving a day over and over again.
Mm, I don't know.
So like they're going through their daily activities, like turning the light off in the shower.
Mm, but
But that wouldn't explain the peeking in,
yeah,
unless that ghost was really paranoid in life. They had to check the shower
and
out.
and that goes being
Yeah,
lookalike of
that
the fiance.
is there any more comments from the experts of Reddit?
Uh, the expert says
Demon.
this was scary to read. I'm so sorry.
Damn it, Reddit, you're letting me down.
Okay. So I think this is a good comment. Set boundaries with the ghost. That might sound weird, but be clear about what you want and what you expect. You live there. It is not allowed to do that. Be very clear about your intentions. Do not threaten the entity. Just be clear that you don't appreciate it. When I lived in my apartment, there were very small things that happened that suggested that something was there, but the entity was thankfully never disrespectful like that. It did show itself to me in a dream before. I woke up one morning though. I saw an African American woman looking through the blinds in my bedroom and then I woke up. I think more than anything, she just wanted to let me know she was there. Maybe even not to be scared. So,
Set boundaries with the entity.
yeah.
So we're assuming it's real, and you need to set. How do you set boundaries with a ghost? Do you like sit down over coffee, like, okay, okay, ghost, no, stay out of the bathroom. That's my time. You can't be in there.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you just say, hi,
Do you write it down on a list and leave it out for the ghost to see? Do you like stick like a note on the fridge, like, dear Mister or Mrs. Ghost,
no.
please no.
The commenter said just set your intentions that you don't appreciate the ghost doing that.
So how would you let the ghost know? Do you put a like a sign on the door saying sole occupancy?
Talk like, hi, ghost,
I'm going
let
for a shower now. Don't come watch me. That sounds like you're inviting him.
no, like, please, let me have my peace. Don't do this. Don't do that. I don't appreciate that. I'll appreciate if you stop making me scared by doing these things, do these things. Like, I don't know. But
So what we've learned today is communicate with the dead. What's the next story?
the next story is from Creepy Encounters. I recently acquired a new roommate. The entire situation should never have happened. But I needed someone to help with rent. So a Craigslist posting later, he moved in. His name was Rex.
It's not after a good start if you're posting for a roommate on Craigslist.
Yeah, his name was Craig, and he disclosed to me that he did have some strange sleeping behaviors, like sleep talking, sleepwalking, and night terrors. Funny thing was, I also had a history of sleepwalking, but only on rare occasions. The first incident occurred about 1 week later when I heard him screaming in the middle of the night. Oh my god.
I'd kick him out immediately. Like, no, screaming in the middle of the night. Leave somewhere else, please.
Scary, but yeah. Since we both slept in desperate rooms,
Well, I'm not going to share a bed, are
wait.
they?
Since we both slept in separate rooms on different sides of the house, the scream sounded distant but enough to scare me so much I ran to check on him. As I'd get closer to his bedroom, he stopped screaming, so I just went back to bed. For the next month, he had no issues. I noticed he had no friends or family that would visit, and I never saw or heard him on the phone or texting. Then another random night, Greg started screaming again.
Greg is creepy. I don't
Same.
think I trust Greg. Is Greg a ghost?
Maybe he's a top. Anyway.
Maybe I'm Greg.
Oh my god.
Plot twist.
Same thing. I got up and started to go to his room, but he'd stopped. Then one night, I was awoken by screaming in my bedroom. I couldn't see anything in the panic, so I turned on the bedside lamp and he was at the foot of my bed,
Greg's in the room. It's
wearing some
escalating.
wearing some sleeping clothes, athletic
At
shorts
least
and a
he's wearing
t-shirt.
clothes. If
Athletic.
imagine you wake up to screaming, you can't see very well. You look up. It's Greg. He's naked. He's screaming.
Good.
That'd be more terrifying than the ghost.
That's true. Scared me, so I started screaming and woke him up. He apologized and went back to bed. Then the scariest thing happened. About 2 nights later, I awoke to clanking. Sounded like tools and hammers stopping. I turned on the lights to see Greg kneeling down in a corner, working on something with his hands. A few seconds after turning the light on, Greg froze. Then slowly turned his upper body around and started blinkly at me while I laid in bed. Oh,
Blinking at me in bed.
I think the open meant that Greg stared blankly at him.
Oh.
Yeah, while he laid on the bed.
So he was clanking with tools, and obviously must have noticed him waking up because he turned the light on. And Greg turns around and stares at him.
Yep, while he lays on his bed.
I don't trust Greg.
Okay. I was being kept out, so I slowly slid out of the bed and left the house. After sleeping in my truck down the road in an empty church parking lot, well, he's at the church.
He's that spooked out, he had to go to holy ground. Greg can't get in there.
I returned to the house at about 8 in the morning. Greg was gone. All of his belongings were gone. Oh God.
Greg packed up quick.
No signs of him anywhere. It was like he never lived there. I don't know of any of his friends or family, so I had no one to call about him. Days turned to weeks, weeks into months. While I moved out after the lease was up, I was moving furniture out of my bedroom. Yee! In a corner of the room, where I last saw Greg kneeling down, I realized the floor vent where the air conditioning was loose. Inside the floor vent was an envelope with a ton of pictures of me sleeping. The pictures had handwritten dates and times written on the back of the pictures.
Okay, I'm calling bullshit on Greg's story
Why?
because sleepwalkers. I don't know if this is true. I
Mm.
could be completely wrong, but I don't think sleepwalkers can like note the date and time on pictures. Like take a picture. No, I can imagine doing that because I know you can do activities when you're sleepwalking, like make food badly or whatever. I can imagine them taking pictures,
Mm.
but the fact that they put the date and time the picture was taken on the back of the corresponding picture and knew to tuck it away, it doesn't seem like Greg was actually asleep anymore.
I actually have a different um point of view on that one. What if Craig saw the envelope? Like it's not his doing. Like what if he was getting like a night terror, right? So maybe he had a dream about someone going there or where he stopped, like where he was doing the clanking or whatever. And then he saw, oh my God, this is his roommate. And he doesn't want that to happen to
You
him.
think the roommate was taking pictures of
No, no,
himself?
they both are like the victim and someone maybe from
You
that.
think there was a third party sneaking in,
Yeah.
and Greg in his sleep was like detective mode,
No, like
looking into
he
it?
is having terrors, like maybe it's a, I don't know, just maybe he had a night terror and oh, I don't know, it's just my thinking. Maybe he saw that and oh my God, I cannot let it happen to me as well. So I pack up and leave after that.
It's an interesting take, but I think Greg definitely did it. I think Greg was pretending to be asleep for unknown reasons and creeping on him.
Probably because,
Is there more to the story, or does it end there?
yeah, there is. The only other item was a whittled down wooden broom handle brought to a point.
So Greg was going to Van Helsing him with a spike.
I truly believe Greg was preparing to kill me that night, and he realized it because it was sleepwalking Greg that was going to do it. He left to save my life.
So he thinks sleepwalking Greg
It's
was
different.
plotting murder.
Yeah, I
Not
think.
only murder, he was slowly whittling a broom handle to murder him with.
Yep.
But and documenting pictures. None of this seems like convincing to me.
I
It
don't
all
think it's
it all seems
Greg.
like I know it was Greg. I'm pretty sure Greg was trying to kill him, and Greg was just
No,
insane.
the sleepwalking Greg.
But I think Greg knew he'd been found out because when he got caught in the act, he was like, "Oh shit, This guy's onto me, and he just bounced out of there. I think Greg was crazy
Or
and a ghost.
maybe Greg just found that picture as well and was scared for himself.
But if no, I think I have to disagree there. I think Greg's crazy.
I don't know, but I'm giving a benefit of the doubt to Greg. Okay, but I'm not done yet. So it appears Greg had been coming to my room almost like nightly and working on making the broom handle a stabbing weapon, and I never heard until the last night I saw him. Looking at that here though.
And you fled to the church before Greg, the ghost, could kill you. I think the real answer is Greg never existed. It was all in his head. He imagined Greg. He never had a
But
roommate.
oh, and he took
He
his
was
sleep
taking pictures of himself.
while sleeping. How can you do that?
I don't know, maybe he had a webcam.
This was 8 years ago.
So it wasn't like some sort of OnlyFans situation. Taking pictures of himself in bed.
But there was a commenter that shared a link where there are 7 criminal cases that invoke the sleeping walking defense.
So it's defense been used before.
So what if Greg just, it's not Greg. What if
You're saying Greg has like two personalities, or is like a third guy?
there's like a third guy and Greg was scared of it as well?
I think Greg did it. That's my take. Greg did it.
I don't know. I'm torn between Greg not doing it or Greg is just a victim as well.
So what we've learnt here today is she's a Greg sympathizer.
No!
It's disgusting. She
No,
wants
I'm
she
not.
wants
No, no,
justice
no,
for
no,
Greg.
no, no, no. That's just like giving him a benefit of the doubt. But
She's gonna make T-shirts that says "Justice for Greg."
no. Okay.
Can't believe you'd side with Greg like that.
Shut up. Next.
Next one.
It's okay.
What do you got for me?
Am I the a-hole?
Yes.
Weird. I thought this will just be like.
I think it's just creepy stories.
Okay. So next one is from Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for not caring or saying that my apartment is haunted to a new roommate? Oh, okay.
Well, first take on that. Are you the arsehole?
The
I'm getting all
a-hole.
British. Oh, the arsehole. Are you the a-hole for not saying your apartment's haunted?
Yeah.
How would you, well, firstly, how do you confirm it's haunted? If you believe it, should you have to tell a new roommate?
I think so, yeah. The roommate have to know, have to be aware of what is happening in the apartment that they're renting in.
I suppose I wouldn't, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't say yes, there's a ghost, because you're coming on a bit strong there for a new person you're meeting. I might say, oh, depending on the situation, I might say, oh, there's noises at night, or the
Yeah,
house makes
just
noises.
like
I would
generalize
say
it.
like normal sounding things. I wouldn't say ghosts. There's ghosts everywhere.
Yeah, I'll just make them aware that something is happening, but not really say, oh, there's a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, something is definitely happening.
So what happens next?
Oh boy, where do I even begin with this one? First off, this post isn't about the science or lack thereof of what the paranormal is or isn't. I want to be somewhat distant from that. Lived here for about 2 years. One night, on my second month, when I was about to enter into sleep on the couch, I heard what sounded like a mechanical tune from a children's toy chest for like 4 to 5 seconds. A jock in the box would be a fair explanation. So this the sound?
He's hearing like a child's toy at night.
Yep, this sound that you're gonna play and edit will be a fair explanation. I was half asleep and just attributed it to a dream included auditory hallucination or a sound from the TV. It occurred again another night, which got me interested. I wondered if it was something coming from the outside since a window was ajar, maybe another apartment, but I don't hear any other external sounds in this old, thick concrete block. Not a peep. The third time around, I froze in my steps and the top of my mind went to echoes from the past. Oh, the one you said
It
earlier.
goes from the past.
Yep. I mean, this is just effing cool and sort of sweet. I can characterize it very well. It's teeny, but sounds like it's neither near or far. It sounded like it's on the floor, but under a thick blanket. Like an ice cream truck is around the corner or something. Occurs about once every other week. For me, it's just like, oh well, I guess what happened type thing. The first few instances of this. Was I supposed to be freaked out or something? There's also a few other types sounds like a split second sound of a drawer or cabinet opening type thudding. Can't say I really care that much. Sometimes I don't even remember it until I'm reminded of it. How can you forget that from happening? But anyway, going back, I decided to reduce costs by getting a roommate a few months ago. I met someone for coffee and hit it off. No apparent issue as far as ability to pay or owning too much stuff, no pets, agreeable demeanor, etc.
Are you okay with ghosts? Can you?
Not
We're
ghosts,
sharing this with a third
but
roommate.
weird
He's a
happenings.
ghost. He plays a little child's toy at night. Just ignore him. He's Greg.
Ayun, really good.
He's Greg again.
Okay. And move-in day was a breeze. But as it turns out, well, let's just say some people are more sensitive than others. I received a call one evening and she was hysterical and had barricaded herself in her room. I rushed home. She said she was in the kitchen minding her own business when all of a sudden she was startled by what sounded like thudding, which of course was followed by Casper's silly toy playing his ass. What?
Casper's silly toy playing ass.
Yep.
God damn it, Casper.
The immediate impression was that of an intruder, and she panicked and ran to her room. Her anxiety was so bad, I had to take her out to bar to have some beers, help take edge off. I apologized that I didn't tell her about it. It just slipped my mind, really. But did I have to apologize? Inform her she's free to leave without paying or accept some lowered rent. She just kept looking at me like I'm some a-hole running a house of horrors while I just kept shrugging and downing some course banquets. What do you think?
Well, I don't think he's the asshole. Like, because surely, if you're going to rent an apartment, you should ask some questions about it.
And
Like,
he
if you're moving into a place, you'd ask about the place you're moving into. Like,
there
is there
goes.
any noises? Are the neighbors loud? You'd ask questions about the place you're moving to. The fact that she must have not asked any questions about it seems kind of careless on her part, not really his fault.
But he could
It's
have
not like he maliciously kept that a secret.
but he could have say that, oh, some weird things have been happening. I experienced this, but I don't know if you'll experience it as well. I just want you to be aware of the happenings. That
So I don't think that is his responsibility. You don't have to give that
well,
information.
it's kind of his responsibility because he is living there and he experienced it.
But if you're moving in with a new roommate, would you not ask the new roommate about the place you're moving to?
Actually, I will, but it's like a kind of fault between the two
I wouldn't say it
roommates.
makes him an asshole for that.
Yeah, not really an asshole, but maybe next time make the new roommate aware of what has been happening.
Or next time, maybe make the ghost pay rent, get it cheaper. They can chip in. It'll save on the money.
Yeah. Well,
That's the my final remarks, I suppose. Make the ghost pay rent.
but yeah, most of the Redditors said that they are not a-hole, but very, very, very slightly.
A slight a-hole.
Yeah.
I can buy that.
Yeah, same.
Just slight.
Just slight a-hole, but not really
The
a big
biggest
hole.
a-hole is the ghost playing his music at night.
I
What you
know,
need to do
right?
is communicate with the dead, say, no, 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 ghost. No, no,
Set
no.
boundaries with the
Set boundaries
ghosts.
with the ghost. No music at night.
Tell them you
Or
don't appreciate it.
at least get headphones.
Yep. Okay. Our third to the last for today is Reddit video.
How many stories are there? I've forgotten. Is there five? Six?
There's like six.
Six?
Yep. This was posted in Creepy Encounters.
Ooh.
Yep. Someone plays carnival music in our yard late at night.
It's me.
I knew it.
That's what I do on the weekend for fun.
This is going to sound bizarre and made up, but I swear on my left nipple
It's a weird thing to swear on.
that this happened and there are several witnesses. Oh, okay. Even if I can't explain why someone will do this, I am fairly positive this isn't anything paranormal. Just creepy encounters.
So carnival music, like dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun, dun.
I live quite a distance
No
off.
balls.
Shut up. I live quite a distance off the road in an unremarkable house on a private property. My neighbors are all older family members who go to bed extremely early and whose children are already grown and out of the house.
So that's confirmed there is no clowns in the neighborhood.
Or he thought. In summary, there are no mischief makers to play pranks on us here. Sure, he is ruling out the oldies. What if he did them?
What if one of the old ladies dresses as a clown at night and plays music?
Okay, going back. A few months ago, my mother and I stayed up late one evening watching television together. Around 3 a.m., I turned the television off and decided to go to bed. As I was leaving the room, I began to hear what sounded like carnival music playing outside my house. in the front yard. It was loud and close. My mother heard it too, and immediately went to the window to investigate. She couldn't see anything but darkness. Everyone else was either asleep for the night or away on vacation. The lights were off in all their houses, and none of them would be caught dead listening to anything but country music anyway. We were miles from the nearest city, so it wasn't the product of noise pollution. You can hear when a car has pulled up in the yard, but there was no sound of a car. The silence where we live is usually deafening. All you can hear is the ring in your ears. Where did the song come from? Who was playing it and why?
The plot twist, it was me.
Ah!
I am a secret clown,
Oh my god.
and I like to play music in people's gardens. Coming to a garden near you soon. Me as a clown.
Oh, beware.
I'm a coming.
I was very unsettled by the idea of a stranger in our yard playing carnival music. As such, suggests malicious intent. My father and uncle later mentioned that 20 years ago, when my parents first moved in, the electrician had come to install a ceiling light and stop in the middle of his work, saying he could hear Pink Floyd playing in the front yard.
Pink Floyd.
So it is probably not the first time.
So it's not always clown music, sometimes it's Pink Floyd. I mean, it's good to have varied tastes if you're a ghost clown, but I'm not really a big fan of Pink Floyd.
Okay. Neither my father nor uncle could hear it. My father is a bit hard of hearing and my uncle is much older. So they laughed it off and thought the man was insane. But the electrician was freaked out. He kept opening the door and trying to find the source of the noise to no avail. Then it hit me. The song I had heard that night was Pink Floyd's Sirius Minor, the part that sounded like carnival music. I played the song for my mother and she began freaking out and saying, "Yes, yes, that's what I heard." Who the hell sits in my yard at night at 3 a.m. in the middle of nowhere playing the same song, which isn't even a popular song 20 years later with no
I'm
car?
gonna have to look it up.
They would have had to have walked several miles to get here. Aside from this, the only strange thing we experienced that would suggest an intruder, we feel and hear knocking on the living room window late at night around the same hour. Same hour, sometimes so intense that the entire wall of the house is rattled, and it sends the couch against it into a reclining position. There are no nearby trees to trap the glass, and no animal except a human could possibly reach it. Fortunately, this has stopped over the last few weeks. Oh my god, that's
So
creepy.
it's not just music now, there's somebody actually banging on the walls and
Mm-hmm.
windows.
Yep. That triggered the reclining chair.
I take it back, this was not me. I did not do this.
That's not your thing, I
Police,
guess.
do not investigate me, I was not involved.
Oh God. So this was posted 4 years ago, and there was no more update.
Should
Did you
you?
found it?
I found the song, yes, but it's a
Play
long
it.
one.
Just like the carnival part.
Is it? There's no updates at
Oh,
all.
there was an update. It doesn't sound very carnival-y.
Yeah, it just sounds well, ominous, I suppose. But I can imagine how he did describe it as being like under a blanket, so it
Yep.
does sound muffled,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. But I wouldn't think carnival when if I heard that.
Yeah, same. I wouldn't.
I'd probably think someone's in a car outside playing music loud. But they said they couldn't see anything.
Mm-hmm. And it would have been a long road.
Hmm.
But yeah, there was an update. My mother left the house to visit the local store late this evening and discovered that someone, has been tampering with our electric box and left it open. Possibly having tried but failed to cut the lights or a security system.
So it's an intruder.
Probably.
Any more updates or?
Let's see.
Dun 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 dun.
So there wasn't really an update after that, but OP commented this. Like the people that was banging on their door. So they haven't done it for the last 2 months or so. It used to be a regular occurrence that everyone in the household had experienced at one time or another. I have noticed that when my family that lives across from me goes to the beach and leaves their very territorial dogs with access to the yard, they all begin barking hysterically in the early hours of the morning, like someone is out there, but for all I know, they could be freaking over a frog. What do you think?
Uh, there could be neighbors, maybe.
Noting that they are in a private property. So if there's a private property, maybe there's a guard that someone will have to get into before going inside. So after further clarification, searching char, there wasn't any update anymore after that.
Disappointing.
What do you think?
I suppose we can ask the audience if they have they found anything because I've had a look too. I couldn't see anything. Just like theories, but there's no definitive answer
No,
of
there's
who
none.
was playing music or what was playing music or why Pink Floyd. On to the next one.
I think it's an intruder. Let's
It,
just
it
Roulette.
must be an intruder or maybe a family member likes Pink Floyd.
How though?
I don't know. I've got no answers. It's
Okay.
strange.
Next, second to the last is from Glitch in the Matrix.
Ooh.
I'm losing my effing mind. I was never one to believe in paranormal shit or whatever, but I have no idea what the F is going on with me right now. And I'm genuinely considering seeking professional help. I live in a really small shared dorm apartment with two roommates. There's this whole roommates again.
It's always roommates.
Yeah.
Live alone, people.
There's this hallway that if you face it, there are two bedrooms to your right, one bedroom to your left, and a closet at the end of the hallway facing you. The bedroom on the left is right next to the closet. When we moved in, my roommate always complained that they got a closet instead of a bathroom like me, and my other roommate had in our rooms. This closet had a bunch of our shared stuff, including my clothes, gifts, keepsakes, whatever. Today, I got back from visiting my parents and I came back to put away some clothes from this closet, but I opened it and saw an effing bathroom. A bathroom with a toilet and a shower and everything. I was only gone for 2 days and rent this place, so it couldn't have been randomly built or some shit. I told my roommates, but they effing said it was always a effing bathroom. And they had no idea what the hell I was talking about. I can't find any of the stuff that was put in that closet anymore, even though I had a shit ton of memorable keepsakes in that effing closet. What the F? I spent all day just sulking in my room feeling miserable. I am not crazy, but that bathroom was an effing closet just 3 days ago. I feel like I'm losing my goddamn mind. I'm genuinely considering seeing a psychologist right now. Edit. Oh, I have a brain tumor. Oh
That
my god.
escalated quickly. I was going to guess maybe it's some sort of brain issue, like a hemorrhage.
How can I?
Where were they putting the stuff, though?
Yeah.
If they remember putting their stuff in there, where did the stuff go? Were they flushing all of the stuff? Just
Oh
down
my
the toilet?
god. Wait, let me find something.
Was she actually putting the stuff in the bathroom and the friends were moving it for them?
So there was a comment after the edit. I just read this for the first time today. So I'm seeing the brain tumor update from October 15. What's the prognosis? Can they treat it? Is your outlook good? If you're comfortable sharing, I'd be interested to hear the details. The OP didn't reply.
I hope the brain tumor didn't get them,
I hope
but it
so.
was just some sort of glitch. The cupboard's back, the stuff's back, everything's fine. Happy ending.
Oh, there's no more comments from the OP
That
after that.
is possibly the most scary story so far.
I know.
Just brain tumor.
Like, how can you, one time you're thinking, oh, I put my stuff there. And then next time, oh, you have a brain tumor. What you thought is true is not real. Oh my God.
First, was it hallucinations maybe from the tumor pressing on part of the brain? I'm not really medically minded, but I guess it
Oh
makes sense.
no, there's no comment from the OP anymore. That was their last post.
That is spooky.
The last comment is about the OP telling the commenter that they will tell their parents the next morning. So this is probably before the update.
Hmm.
Oh no.
I guess it ended there. I did not see the brain tumor coming.
Please, I hope you're okay. If you're still here, please comment. But anyway, oh god.
Have we got a less sad story next?
Yep. Going down to our last creepy encounters for today or for this video.
Please be ghosts. I
Yep.
can handle ghosts.
So this from Creepy Encounters. Old woman in white gown. Guy, 25 male, on vacation in Kauai with mom and sister. We rented a townhome and had two bedrooms and mine was upstairs. One of the nights I was woken by what I thought sounded like a doorbell. As I had opened my eyes from a deep sleep, wondering if I was hearing things, the doorbell rang and I sat up fast to look over at the time. It said 3 a.m. I slowly got out of bed and started walking to leave my bedroom when I heard the doorbell again. The silence after almost made me feel like I was dreaming before because no one else was waking up from this. And since Kauai is pretty rural, it was eerily silent. As I got to the stairs that lead straight down to the front door, I stopped and listened to see if I could hear anything. A couple of seconds go by, and I finally said hello from the top of the stairs. And in return, a shaky old lady voice said, "Can you help me? And can I come in?"
No, you can't come in. You're a
She
creepy
did,
old lady. It's 3 a.m.
and you
Even though it's
can't
probably the
come in.
mean thing to do, you cannot come in. Be
Probably
gone,
just,
Satan, be gone.
probably just call the police if ever. But
I mean, I'd probably do that too. I wouldn't say, go away, leave me alone. I
yeah,
would say, oh yeah, call the police.
yep.
And if they run away, they're guilty.
True. Okay. At that moment, I thought I was in a horror movie, dream, or something. But my body was frozen and I was actually terrified. I went back to my room where I had a balcony that can see who was at the door if they walked away. A literal old lady in a white gown walking away barefoot. I ended up calling the police and asking the lady if she needed help while I was on the balcony. She was saying that her husband got in a car accident down the street. I said cops are on their way to help and she just started slowly walking away.
I I would have to say it sounds like it could be dementia, maybe. That she's not
Mm,
all in her right mind.
probably. She didn't get far when the cops showed up. Oh, that's good. And I can see and hear him call her by her first name. So I realized she had dementia and was wandering the neighborhood. So you're right. So it was sad to see, but I had never been more scared, lol. It might have been all the paranormal horror movies my parents made us watch when we were kids. The next night, I was walking back from the jacuzzi at 10 or 11, and as I turned the corner to walk down the street, there she was again, near the front of our house, but under a streetlight. I know she was harmless, but seeing a very old lady in that white gown and barefoot again, just standing there under the light was a terrifying thing to see. And as I was walking towards her, she turned around and starts waddling towards me, just adding to the horror. It's more of a funny story at this point, but I think about it all the time. Oh my
I
god,
mean,
the waddling part is
at
creepy.
least it wasn't a ghost.
Yeah, it's not
Although it
funny.
is sad, that is dementia, but it happens. Some people get it.
She didn't really say what
I
happened.
suppose the police would be familiar with her.
Hmm.
I doubt it's the first time it's happened.
But
She probably wanders off a lot and gets confused.
the police should have said something to the Hopedo.
And the police probably should have explained the
Yep.
situation, but I suppose if they've dealt with it that many times, it might
That
just
they're
seem
just
part of
that.
the day to day at this point. Like this, okay, we'll take her home, and
Yeah.
they just deal with it that way.
Let's see if there's any comment on of the OP for that. None. Just commenting about the dementia of the old lady in a white gown. So that's our last story for
It did
today.
have the potential to be scary, though. When I heard the description,
Mm-hmm.
I did definitely think Japanese horror movie.
That's right.
It's gonna be The Grudge.
Yeah.
She's gonna crawl backwards towards you,
And the one thing.
but it was just dementia, which may be scarier because there's
And
no cure for it, and it can happen to anyone.
and that's some stuff. The paranormal encounters of our Reddit play for play.
Very spooky. Much spooks happened.
Yep.
Much tragedy.
Unfortunately. Please
Greg's
just
out there
press
and he's
the
coming to get you. Do
Greg
not,
giving you
do
a
not,
benefit of the
do
doubt.
not live with Greg. Greg, if you're out there, you know what
I
you did.
think Greg
You know what
will
you
be
did, Greg.
mad. No.
Greg, stay with me. I don't want you
I
anywhere near me.
believe in you, Greg. But never mind. Don't
No
worry.
justice for Greg and his Van Helsing murder ways.
Oh my god. So that's the end of this episode. I hope you guys like it. And
Thank you for watching.
yep. As shown
We'll
by
see you next time on the next episode of Reddit Roulette.
with as shown. Bye guys.
Peace.